Alright, let's get started. Excuse me. Welcome. I hope everyone's going well tonight. This is actually really loud. I'm just gonna turn that down. Alright, cool. Cheers. Welcome everyone. I hope everyone's going well tonight. Let's just jump straight into it. Let's go and see all our bugs. Alright, we need to click on this, making sure I'm logged in. Yes, I am. We have been going through this already. So all the RC2 ones we're not touching, but I've been starting to flag ones which I'm like, alright, cool, I can get these done within this particular version, or maybe, fingers crossed. So yeah, we have 14 sort of bugs which we could potentially sort of solve before everything else is blocked by the fact that we need RC1. Sorry. Everything else is sort of scheduled to be solved in the 0.32 upgrade. So yeah. So we've got 14 left, which is nice. Yeah, let's just get started. Alright, so I'm just gonna put the cube away. Just Alright, a blocked object has no path to a related object. So this one's pretty actually simple. If we start the server for starters, so let's go into here, let's npm run watch, easy done. And in here we're just going to start the server. I pushed a couple of releases last night. I did a couple of fixes too. So yes, I will get rid of that. Okay, so going back over here, let's hit refresh. I might jump into dark mode for people. Let's go dark admin. Let's say I jump into a task, I go down here and I'm like, all right, cool. This task is currently blocked by another task. Is blocked by, ooh, all right. Let's say a project. So it's blocked by this project. And we're like, all right, cool. I can't do this whilst this task is blocked. I've got to unblock it by doing something else. And then let's say I do that and I unblock this task. And I'm like, all right, cool. I can now delete this. Oops, I've got it set to relates to. Give me a couple of seconds. It's blocked by, let's just do that, cool. And you're like, all right, sweet. I've got this task, it's being blocked by this project and so forth. That you go through and you're like, all right, cool. I've now unblocked it. The only way in here now is to hit delete. What we could potentially do is actually change that. So instead of deleting, so this will be, please confirm the link deletion. Are you sure you want to delete the link? What we could potentially look at is changing that, so that way when someone does sort and try and delete this link, it actually changes it to be like, hey, did you want to change this to relates to instead of blocked? So yeah, the other thing we could potentially do is for 0.32 is we could look at how this is all set up. So instead of grouping it by is blocked by and stuff like that, actually set everything up. So you got like projects first, then tasks, and then you'll have a status that you can drop down and change from is being blocked by and all that kind of stuff. So we could potentially do it that way. I'm just trying to remember how we actually get the data for this, so I'm just going to do that. And we've just hit our first ad break. All right, cool. For those on YouTube, we run ads every half an hour on Twitch. That's just to stop the pre-rolled ads. We do this so no one misses out on any content. So yeah, you get to see me, and you also get to see Socks down here. There you go. She's there. You gotta believe me. No, give me your Socks. Give me. Say hi, Socks. Just like sup. I don't like this. So we've got about a minute left of ads. All right, not too long. Hopefully everyone's going well tonight. So yeah, we're hoping to fix a few more bugs and a few more issues, and yeah. I am just doing this very, very quickly. Yeah, I've got to think about 032 how we're going to actually tackle this same problem too. We might go back and sort of go, nah, this breakage up isn't working. Because yeah, there will be times where someone's like, all right, cool, this is no longer blocking, and they need to just hit the drop-down box and select the link connection type. So yeah. All right, welcome back everyone. Cool, so over here we've got the data. If we just type in here link, we should see in here that we have a project. Yep, like that. And this is, what's it, like list. This is get links. Oh, that's public links. All right. Yes. So this is the object itself, as you see. We've got it in there, and it's currently link relation equals block. All right. Cool. So if I were to delete this, we could hijack that and be like, all right, what would you like to do? Add in another modal to be like, all right, cool. You do this, this, this. So yeah, it's nice to have sort of feature. Moving forward, yeah, we might actually just have this all in one giant sort of table sorted by object type and then the ID. And then, yeah, we've got to think about this though, properly. So, yeah. So, let's go over here. What are we after? We are after essentially, I think this text will find it. Link API view, I think that's it. No, this is Python. We need the view. Oh, sorry. So we got it going down in here. So we've got the sub-object links. So let's search for that sub-object links. There we go. Let's open that up. So in here, we've got the link results. We looped through it all. We've got the object link. I do believe that is correct. Let's actually inspect the element. So we've got the project information. We've got the object link details. So object link details. There it is. Easy done. From here, we've got the link to it. And then down here, we've got the status and then confirm remove link down here. So if we actually go down there, we are this dot store commit update object link. So we're updating the object link as the store, and then we're confirming its deletion by finding this particular element, which is right here. So this is the confirmed link delete. And yeah, are you sure you want to delete this link? I mean, we could potentially hijack this modal, because the modal can do yeah. All right. So I've got an option. If we go back over here, I'm just going to hit the delete just to fill out the view. So the storage, sorry, the VueJS sort of stuff. So in here, we've got the something about a link. We don't have any props, but we're getting object link somewhere in here. There it is, object link. So we get in the object link, in which case we get all the data that we need for that particular object link. And we can actually fill out that modal a little bit better at the same time. Yeah, I'm going to state, let's actually improve that modal a lot better. All right. So we've got the link status, we've got the object ID, all that kind of stuff. I'll show the modal. So if we go to the right, there's the modal. We could easily have, are you sure you want to delete the following link? And we can have a title in there easily. We can have some other information. We can have the no over here. We can have yes, delete, or we can have unblock, I think. Yeah, I like that idea. So let's see how it looks. You sure you want to delete the link? And then in here, what we want to do is we'll have a like that, and then we'll have a strong. I'm just going to put a title in there, and then I'm just going to do something like that. We're going to have a look at the data again. I need to go into the view. I need to go into the not user level object link. So we got the object status, object title. Yeah, all right, cool. So we go down here. We've got the object link. So object link dot object title, I think it's called. No, it's all like that. All right, sweet, easy, done. I've just realized that the video feed has frozen there. There we go. So we'll have the title easily shown. We'll have the ID up here too. Up here we'll have whether it's a project or not. So I have object type is a project, and then I'll have the object ID. So we need to convert this from like project and so forth like that into like PRO or something like that. In which case I can easily create a function like that. So we scroll down, yeah, we've got nothing much down there. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I am just thinking how I would do this. So if I'm going to be doing this conversion over and over and over and over again, I'll have a composable, because that can be just dropped into here. We just feed through the data we want, and it's happy at the end of the day. Yeah, so let's just go down here, format ID. What we'll have is object type and object ID pass through like that. And then what we'll need to do, so project will become a pro, a task will become a task. Let's have a look at what we can do over here. So I'm just gonna, we've got a requirement and an item. becomes an RAQ, and an item becomes an ITM. All right, so we got that. Now we can use just a simple switch case. So we'll have the object type, easy done. So we'll have a case is going to be project, and this will be a simple return pro, and then the object ID break. Oops, I don't know if I need the break there. The case, let's go task, return, yeah, task like that. I don't think we need that. Yeah, I'm going to do this in alphabetical order. I'm going to do something like that. Now, is it going to be requirement item? Very possibly. All right. And why is it returning? Our requirement item that's a bug at the moment. All right. Case requirement item, and then that will be just return. Oops. Item like that. Then we just need a default. And this is where I forget how to slice. So let's just go in here and actually figure that out right now. So bar equals hello world. We want a, I think it's, no, it's not that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, all right, cool. So what we'll need, return, and it is as simple as object type dot slice and 0 to 3. We need dollar signs out here, and then dollar signs out here, and it'll be object ID, something like that. Easy done. That's pretty much all done now. Now there might be a big if I'm doing this in other different places and stuff like that, it might be best to sort of extend this out to include everything, and then that way I'm just calling one piece of code instead of redoing this everywhere where I need it. So yeah, might be an idea to move this into its own fixture, and we'll put that as a task to do. So that's API, database design, that's automation, containers, and all that kind of fun stuff. This is documentation, Docker, code and design. So there's a weird 0.32 thing. So format ID I.e project 3 into pro 3. So in here we're just going to paste some code. Easy done. The above code could be extended out and used everywhere where we need to convert /format the ID. So format ID, I project to that. Format ID to smaller form factor using a composable. So yeah, the idea being I just create the composable for everything, and then we go through and we're like, all right, cool, we need to do this. Now, I'm not going to do that at the moment. That's a 0.32 type of thing, because I'll be going back through my code base and sort of dealing with these sort of improvements within the code. So yeah, that will be one of those things. So yeah, it does get high process. So yeah, check all deep source issues. Oh, we're actually going through this at the moment. We actually got that down to about 80, and I think I can get rid of most of them. So yeah, but we'll keep that there. I don't know what that one is again. All right. So yeah, at the moment we'll keep this one in here. It'll be in a composable in the future. So going up here, what we want to do is we want to go format ID. We'll have the object link dot object type, and then we'll have the object link and the object ID. I do believe it's the ID. Let me just double check that. To check that, we'll just go into the view. We'll go into the object, the storage, object ID, perfect. All right, cool. So we're happy with that. So if we go back into here, we hit refresh. I'm gonna bump that off to the right again. We're gonna go link objects. We're gonna click on this and it'll come up. Are you sure you want to delete the following link? We've got the project, we've got the title. I think that's definitely a lot better. And what we want to do is we kind of want to do something like, oops, wrong one. Oops, did it again. Oh. Kind of want to do something like that, and just gonna wait a little while. We're gonna hit refresh. We're gonna go link objects. We're gonna hit that delete. Oh, didn't do exactly what we wanted. I know why. Now. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at that. Yeah, so that's looking a lot better there. Now we can deal with the blocked sort of status. So if the particular object link has a status link relationship of block, we're going to add in some extra information. So first off, we've got the modal footer. I'm just going to check the bootstrap sort of stuff. Bootstrap, space between. All right. Alright, oh, alright. Oh. Flexbox. Deflex. All right, cool. Yep. What I'm thinking of is putting this no over here and having a gap in between, which I think we've done before. And changing it from no to cancel. And then having another button in here. So type equals button, class equals btn. Probably gonna go info. We're not gonna set it up properly at the moment. We're just gonna do it like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna refresh. We're gonna hit this delete, and yeah, we've just got that button there at the moment. I just need the proper wording for this. So what we're doing is we're removing the block status, but we're keeping the link connection. And all right. I'm going to type in delete link there, and then I'm going to type in migrate link here. And then what we're going to have down here is we're going to have a migrate link. It's just going to be something like that. We're just going to go add code, easy done. We're all happy with that. We could potentially hijack the delete link. And Summit, how are you going? You want to contribute to? Well, we do have a GitHub. So yeah, welcome. I do hope you are enjoying my content. All right, so we'll have the cancel over here. We'll have over here the migrate link and the delete link. Now, in this sort of case, data to send, set link connection, object type destination, and meta object. All right, cool. That's just doing all of that kind of stuff, and that's deleting this. Yeah, that's a remove link. So that's specific to removing the link connection. So we'll need another endpoint to actually hit to get this to work, but that's not going to be a problem. So yeah, we'll have the migrate link down there, but let's first see how it renders out. So we'll do that. We'll go linked objects. We're going to do that. So we've got the cancel. Yeah, cancel needs to go on the very, very left. It doesn't. Float has no effect because it cannot be used on grid or flex items. Try changing this layer there. Elements contained something like flex. Yep, alright, cool. So, I've done a number of these modals everywhere. Let's just upload a document. Like this, but yeah, we've got it like that. And oh, this one's display flex. Oh, it's modal footer ain't just. Oh no, it is display flex. The modal footer. All right, so flex box float left. of using flex locks on the parent container. The float property of the child elements are ignored. Alright, cool. Flexbox finds its own. We've got justified content, yeah. Alright. So item length. Alright, margin right auto. Let's have a look. Okay, margin right auto. That's what we want. Alright, sweet. That's something quick and easy we can actually implement. I'm just going to hit refresh. We're going to go back down here. We're going to go v on click equals. We're going to migrate the link. Easy done. I'm just having a quick think. Bootstrap, flit left. Margin right. So I'm just wondering if there's a margin right auto. So, end classes. Alright, notation. End for classes, that's set the margin, P. Alright, cool. Let's hit refresh. Let's go back down to linked objects. Let's hit this. Let's go in here. Let's right hand click on this one. And we're just going to do a class in here. It's going to be margin. Did nothing. A end classes that set the margin right. Let's go start. No. Oh. All right. Margin top, margin S. Start, which would be, yeah, no, that's not working. All right. Up margin right up. Oh, there we go. Aha. All right. That's what I want. Okay, going back into the code, we've got the button, we've got this, what we wanted to do, margin N, auto. Cool. So that will shove our cancel button to the very, very left. We've got a little bit more information on this page, and then we're gonna only show this migrate link if the object is blocked. So let's start putting that in up here. So a v if the object link dot, now this is where I've got to look up the value. I do apologize. This would be this in here. This would be the link relationship. That's me. Sorry about that. So link relationship to lower. Ooh. I thought it was too lower. Give me a couple of seconds. Sorry, bar a equals hello world. Oops. Hello world. Yeah, I thought it was that. All right. All right, to lowercase, and then it'll equal block. So, having a look at the data, I can tell that by going in here, having a look at that particular object link itself. So we extend it out and it's just block. And we're like, all right, sweet. Ooh, ad break in progress. Terribly sorry. For those on YouTube, yeah, we run ads every half an hour on Twitch. We do this so no one misses out on any content. We're sort of did develop right through some of the ads, but we've got about 30 seconds left. So hopefully no one feels missed out. So yeah, hopefully you guys are going well. So yeah, slowly getting there today. 7 o'clock. I do want to fix most of these bugs that I flagged already. So I flagged 4, which means we'll make 5 for the release. Yeah, hopefully we'll get there. All right, how are we with the ads? Welcome back, everyone. So if it's blocked, it'll show this, which is what we want. Now, if we go up, we've got a couple of rows in here. I'm going to add in another row. Like that. And what we want to do is, alternatively, for any blocked links, we can migrate them to the related status. All right, cool. So that's a quick and easy sort of thing. What we also want to do is margin top. We're just going to add in a tiny bit of margin at the top. We're going to move this to the right. We're going to hit refresh. We are going to go linked objects. We're going to hit delete, and there we go. Now that's not working how we want it to. We're going to go in here. We're going to actually put those around some simple p tags. Like so, and yeah, we're just going to wait a second or two. There we go. Now, if I inspect this, I have some margin at the bottom too, which I wasn't expecting. It's because of the p tags. But if I go class equals margin bottom 0, that brings that up. Yeah, I like that. All right, easy done. Margin bottom 0. Cool, easy done. Everyone's happy with that. So there we go. We've got our got what we want there, and then we'll click on the migrate link. And what that will do is they'll tell the backend, hey, can we migrate these to something different? All right, let's have a look at the code that we've already got down here. So the reason why we can't use the delete code is we're hitting the remove link functionality, which is not what we want. It will be something completely and utterly different. In this sort of case, also, we're sending the link ID, the link connection, is going to be that. All right, yep, cool. It determines whether it's a meta item or not. That's going to be the same logic. We could potentially use this. And then what we could do is we could pass through the variable being whether or not it is being migrated or deleted. Yeah, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna be like, no, let's keep these separate, because that's just asking for trouble. All right, so, and then it just closes the modal afterwards, and then after that, it update the data. So yeah, we update the data there. All right, cool. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty easy one to do. From here, it's pretty much, we just grab this, paste it in, just something like that. So data to send, form data, we've got the link ID, we're all happy with all of that. We've got the set, link connection, we're happy with that. This is why I was thinking we could pass through a variable whether it is going to remove or migrate. In which case, this is all going to be the same code. Yeah, screw it. So, in this sort of case, this will be called update link. Like so. Or process link. Anyway, it deserves to be down here. I like things alphabetical order. Let's go process link. And then we're just going to go process. And down here, we're going to put in process. Easy done. So that will either be the remove link or the migrate link, which we'll key in a second. So up here, what we're going to do is process link, and then we're going to have migrate. And we're going to have process link delete. That should be it. So what will actually happen is that they'll come down here. The process will... Ooh, now that's not delete, that was remove. So we're just doing that. Alright, cool. Now I'm just going to reformat this code. Alright. And okay. Alright, easy done. I think we just now need to create the URLs to actually handle that at endpoint. So I'm just going to minimize everything. I'm going to open up this. I'm going to go to the backend, so it'll be part of NearBeach. It'll be the NearBeach URLs. And what we want to do is we want remove link. So this is part of the object data views. This will work the exact same. We have. Sorry, I was meant to actually click on this one then. This will work exactly the same. We're not changing this at all. What actually happens is it will set the soft delete to all of this, and it'll be fine with that. And thank you very much, Vlad. God, 69 for the follow. Welcome. I do hope you are enjoying my content. So, we could actually copy most of this because it'll be very similar code to this. And we need to put it in alphabetical order. So, that's remove group, that's remove customer, it'll query. No, we want migrate. After L, there we go, here we are. And what we're going to do is we're going to go migrate link. So it'll be a post, login is required, check the destination, which we still want to actually do, and then check user generic permissions. So yeah, when we move this to the API sort of thing, this will all change and so forth with that, because all of this functionality will eventually move to the API. Yeah, we'll be. I don't know where I was going with that. Forget it. Alright, so we've got the request destination location, we've got the remove link form. Now, in this sort of case, I mean, we could potentially use it. This will be pretty much the exact same thing. It is being used in a couple of places. So we've got the remove link there. And then we've got it there. And then we're calling it. Oh, sorry, give me a couple of seconds. I'm actually having a good think about this. We could change it to process link form. So it's us having multiple forms that do the exact same thing. Now the reason why I would rename it is because remove link form does not fit in with the other way. So what I'm going to do, going to do this the smart way. So we can refactor this. Well, all right, that was a bit different. Refactor. So that will be process link form. So that still gets used like that. We now just need to put it in alphabetical order, and that just takes, we just got to cut it out. Elemento PQR. Yep, so that belongs there. Easy done. So that's in there now. If we go back to the object data, this is process link form. We make sure everything's correct before we actually move on. And now, instead of update is deleted, we're actually going to update the type of connection. So if we were to open up data grip, let's move data grip over here. Let's just bump it over here. Let's go. Move that down there. Let's go select all from NearBeach. Oops. Object assignment. So this is where all the linking magic happens. I'm still getting used to this piece of software, sorry. All right, so down here, we've got the object assignment ID, but down here, we've got a bunch of bits, like it's just a connection table type of thing with a bunch of foreign keys and so forth. In here, we'll have a link relationship, and we'll need to change that to relate. So in here, it'll be link relationship. I think it's lowercase, and then it just returns a 200. Easy done. So that's pretty much it. So if we go over here and we hit refresh, so we've got all this now. We're going to go into here. We're going to merge the link. It should do its thing. Now it didn't do anything else because we've got a 404. Oh, I haven't connected the URLs. All right, forgot one little tiny thing. Let's connect the URLs. Let's jump straight into it. So NearBeach URLs. So we've got the remove link here. We need to migrate. So that will be object data up here. So path. This will be object data, instead of delete user, it'll be migrate link. And then it'll be object data views, migrate link. Name will be, migrate link. Easy done. Doesn't take me too long to implement. we now just wait a little while for that to come back. Let's do this. Let's hit the migrate link. And now it makes it disappear. So this is something that we've got to change. Now, in theory, it should be refetching the data. And once we move to the API, we're going to reconfigure all of this. So when you actually make a change, it actually gets some data. It will return some data from the database and update the objects themselves. I mean, in reality, if we're actually doing all of this, we can potentially do that. Yeah. All right. Now, if I hit refresh, go to linked object. Oh, it's not showing. Is it because it's a lowercase? Let's add in a related status. Let's go in task relates to. Oh, there's not enough data in here. Requirement relates. All right, so I'm just going to save that. I'm going to hit refresh. We are going to see the data that we've got coming through. So we've got to. I think it's. Oh, I put parent object. No, I want to relate. All right, set off. Sorry, my bad. Requirement. Is that a bug? All right. Let's put in another couple of tasks in here. Let's go, new task. So yeah, depending on certain situation, depends what you can do, which does sometimes make this a little bit harder to debug and all that kind of stuff. So we've got linked objects in here. I'm having a look at all the objects. Link to it. I'll bump this off to the left. So I'm having a look over here. So object 3, the ASDF, that's what we just added in. Link relationship is relate with a capital R. So if I went back into here, now this is one of the things that I will fix with the database. In reality, that should just be lowercase. Yeah. That's my bad. Now, what I can do is I can go where 1 equals 1 and link relationship equals relate. Oh, sorry, one's actually single quotes. That's there we go. He's done. We're just gonna go like that. Yeah, that's. And then I don't know if I can actually make that change. I can make that change. All right, sweet. I've just fixed it. So if I go refresh, this will be a bug. We've got a link relationship relate. There it is down there. Easy done. We're all happy. If I delete that, let's say delete link. Let's say I add in a new link now and I'm like, all right, cool. Let's go. That project is blocked by this. And I'm like, all right, cool. It's blocked by this. If I go like that, I'm like merge link, boom. Updates the relates to. Sweet. That's what we want. Let's delete that. Let's go add in a new one. So let's go project. Is currently blocking. Let's say that. And we're like that. And we're like, all right, cool. It's currently blocking that. If I go delete and merge link, boom. Then now it relates to. So that one's done. That one wasn't too hard. It's also, we've made it look a little bit nicer, which I'm happy with. So this one's definitely done. Let's go over here. Let's remove static. Let's just go git status. Yeah, we've only edited those particular places. Let's go git add, git commit, bug fix. We keep that in. We go git push, and so we push it. Yeah, when we move this to the API, we'll probably do a few things a bit differently. I'll have to give it a good thought about this. But the fact that we can do that now, I'm happy with it. Let's move this from submitted to ready for retesting. Let's go into the 3195 list. So as you see, we're getting through some of this already. Email tokens do not look professional. So if we open up this, you can see that, yeah, we'll need to improve the email as it does not look professional. Yeah, I agree with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Mailtrap. So Mailtrap is what we use to test all our emails and so forth like that. The idea being with Mailtrap is you sort of set up your settings to point at Mailtrap, and then Mailtrap just collects that emails, and yeah, you get to see them, and you're like, all right, cool, that's what that will look like. They don't go out, which is nice. So give me a couple of minutes. I'm just logging in because I haven't logged in for a while. Socks is coming along here, so I'm just gonna pick her up and put her right there. There it goes, Socks. Yeah. I'm gonna clear this whole entire thing. I had a little thing pop down. I don't know what that was. Let's go back into the workstation. So here it is. Don't worry about the credentials. We just reset credentials by clicking on that, and that works perfectly fine. Now that being said, have I set up my credentials for the local? Probably not. I think I actually have. Yeah, I think I have. All right. So one way to test that out is very quickly is we'll just jump in, we'll go localhost, we'll actually reset a password. So if you've got a password, we'll just put in support. And then it'll, if it's all connected, there we go. It'll all pop up in here. So this is another bug that we've also got to fix. Let me just do this for you guys so you guys can see what's actually happening. That image is meant to be put somewhere, so I think if we copy that image and we paste into here and we go into, what is it? It would be cdn.nearbeach.org, I think it is. No. All right, not a problem. That is a place where we can put stuff though. We can actually open up this. Let me double check my CDN location. Let's go prod. Yeah, cdn.nearbeach.org. All right. But then I need to put something at the top level. All right, we can get that fixed. It just means I've got to log in and fix it. All right, so let's close that. The other alternative is nearbeach.org. Let's put it in there. All right. The other alternative is to actually use it directly off that one, which will be okay. So yeah, going in here, let's just delete all of these. All right, Let's close all of the tabs. Let's set up the one-time password type of stuff. So we're running a server at the moment. Let's close a couple of tabs. Let's stay with this. Let's go into, sucks your tail is really annoying. Let's go into my profile. So in my profile, you can actually handle the two-factor. So we'll enable the two-factor. So we go next. We want the email to do this. So we go next. It should send an email to here. So we got the one-time password, and yeah, this looks terrible. So we've got to find this form, we've got to edit this, we've got to find this email template, we've got to edit this email template, and we've got to make it look a lot nicer. So I'm going to stand up. I've been sitting all day, and I'm over it. All right. Talk to your tail. Thank you. One-time token. Let's actually see if there is anything in here that we can quickly find that with. Probably not. So we're going to take that off. This is limited to a directory. Why does it do that sometimes? I am going to hit my in project. Nothing found. Alright. Damn. Alright, not a problem. We'll have a quick browse in the code. So we're going to open up NearBeach. We're going to open up NearBeach. We've got some templates in here. We've got the two-factor stuff. So we've got the login wizard forms and so forth like that. We've got the core. I don't see any email templates. So what we're going to do, Django one-time password, email templates. Customize the Django one-time password email templates. So I'm doing two-factor authentication in my Django app using Django one-time password package. I want to send, yep, all right, cool. Yep, so I managed to make it. The code responsible for sending emails is in Alright, so it's in the one-time password, Django, one-time password plugins, one-time password email models. Alright, so the email, like that. Okay. So you can see the generate challenge in the email model class. I solved it by adding HTML message parameters in the send mail as follows. My use case was different, so I forked the Django one-time password. You can do this by writing your own device. Alright, extending one-time password documentation. Let's actually go into that. So this is the one-time password stuff. Something's a bit wrong with that. I'm just gonna reload. Let's just go to table of contents. There we go. We're gonna zoom in. So we've done the installation already. Authentication here, extending, I don't need most of that. We've got template fixes. All right, yep, that's. We've got email customization. That's what we want. So I'm just. Ability to pass extra content into when rendering email device templates. All right, cool. I had some all right, cool. So let's go back to table of contents. Oh, and we're in an ad break. Terribly sorry. Alright, cool. Hopefully everyone's going well tonight. For those on YouTube, yeah, we run ads every half an hour on Twitch. We do this so no one misses out on any content. So, yeah. Welcome, welcome. I hope everyone's going well. We are... Yeah, we're down one bug. We're doing this one. It's not really a bug, it's more of a improvement. We'll also fix the other email template straight after it. Yes. Things that I want to send in that email are like stuff like the never share this one-time password, never share this, so forth like that. So yeah. Anyway, we're about 5 seconds, and then the ads are done. All right, welcome back, everyone. Let's get back into it. So. Helpers, utilities, auth utils, not that I know of. Alright, no. Alright, oh, that's a bit of a yawn. Alright. Writing a device, extending one-time password. No, we don't need to, as far as I know, we shouldn't need to extend this functionality. We're just doing an email template. And the prop I know, how are you? Just wondering, you plan on getting a powerful enough machine that you can run LLMs locally? I have a powerful enough machine. I should. It's only, I keep forgetting if it's 2 or 3 years old now. I think it's only 2 years old. Yeah. Baldur's Gate 3. When did this one actually come out? Because I know I got it when I just... Alright, it's 2 years old. Because I got it just before Baldur's Gate 3 came out. I was like, you know what? I'm going to get it. I'm gonna play it and stuff like that. So yeah. How are you, Bob? Hopefully you're going well. Alright, to do Django one-time password upgrading, settings. Other plugins. Email token. Alright. Two-factor, alright. Just gonna double check everything. Make sure I'm doing the same thing. So templates, yeah, it's two-factor. Alright. Oh wait, URL's two-factor. That's what I wanted to actually have a proper look at. You're alright, enjoying your chill string I cooked dinner. Fair enough. What is for dinner? I had curry with lots of cabbage. I needed to use up a cabbage and I was like, I don't know what to eat this with, so I cut it up and put it in a curry. I'm gonna recommend not doing that. Not this type of cabbage at least. Alright, I am looking at the screen and I can't read. Two-factor .views import. Alright, cool. So it's just the... From two-factor, let's... Yeah, I'm still thinking it's 2FA, yeah. Hang on, we'll go back to the docs. Okay. We've got two-factor set up a view. If I go to that implementation to do fix the templates for the profile view too. Is this... Am I doing this? Am I handling all of this and I'm just... Alright, so we've got all the two-factor views here. We've got the views authentication, two-factor view. Alright, cool. So that's all been brought in. We've got the setup QR code complete. So if I go to that implementation, this is part of views authentication, two-factor. It is too. Alright. So this is extending the setup complete view. So I want to go to that one. So this is part of, yeah, two-factor. Alright. Congratulations, there's that set up. It goes through, it does, so if it's a get context data. Alright, cool. We need the step before this. So we're getting there. Alright, so that's the core. That's that. URL patterns. Yep, that's us just writing out a few things and adding a few things into the URLs whilst removing phone number. And Zeep, how are you going? Zeep locked. Welcome, welcome. I do hope you are enjoying my content. We are trying to figure out how I set up this two-factor. So I'm using a plugin to help me, but I've modified a few things. And one thing I do want to modify is the email template that's been sent out, because it's just terrible. It is quite literally, that's it. That's just a number. So going in here, we've got the, won't be the complete, I think it's the setup. So let's go to that implementation. So it expands that. Get context data. Let's go into that. You're pretty good. Oh, that's good to hear. So yeah. So it's in here. So we've got the two-factor setup complete. Yep. And then we've got the QR code URLs, the template name. That's the two-factor. Yep. All right. The session. Yep. The form list. All right. Cool. So that's the get success URL. Alright, that's yep, get method. Oh. Device, there's the phone number. I'm just seeing where we would sort of email the user, and I can't see it in that class. Alright. So, how would I... I keep forgetting what this is. Site package, two-factor. Let's go over here. Let's go Django two-factor. I think. Yeah, I'm using this. So requirements Django, one-time password. Yep, alright. Install. Yep. Configuration, general settings, email gateway. Alright, so to enable receiving authentications, but you have to add Django one-time password plugins, one-time password, top OTP, I forget what that acronym stands for, to install settings, and ensure the email from settings is configured at appropriate values. Yep, we've done that. Read the email settings from the Django one-time password document to find about possible email related customization. Subject body, that's what we want. All right. Go over here, email settings, one-time password, email sender, one-time. All right, so we will probably want to do that. One-time password, email body template. So a raw template string used for the email body. The rendered context will include the generated token in the token key. Additional template context may be passed on to generate challenge. If this and one-time password email body template path are not set, we'll render the template in one-time password email token text, which most likely you want to override. All right, cool. So let's play around with this. So going over here, we've now found what we wanted. We're going to close all that. We're going to minimize everything. We're going to open up NearBeach. We're going to open up local. We're going to open up settings. So this is the settings for a develop version of NearBeach. We're going to scroll. I don't think we've got one-time password settings in here. No. So we're going to scroll down to the bottom. One-time passwords. Down here, we are going to leave that as default. We're going to do that one. So we're going to key that one in. We're going to key this one in. We'll fill these out in a minute. Actually, we want that one in. Oh, bloody hell. Drop my cube. All right, so we want this one. So one-time password, email body, HTML template, a raw template string used for email HTML body, the render content. Yep. All right, cool. That's what we want. Body template path. Actually, yeah, we want that one instead. We want the path. So a path to the file will include generated. Yep. All right. Cool. We do want an HTML. All right. The maximum number of seconds a token is valid. That's default. Yep, that's fine. OTP email cooldown. Yep, that's fine. OTP email throttle factor. Yep, that's fine. So all of that should be fine. So in here, what we want is currently at the moment it's one-time password token. We want to have NearBeach one-time password token. 2FA. Let's just go 2FA. And then we need essentially that. So with NearBeach, we've got the templates up here. Let's go NearBeach templates. Now you'll notice that we've got 2FA, two-factor in there. So this is actually, it'll be templates. I'm going to put it under here because we do want a folder in here and we do want to say email, but then I'm going to find that other email folder too. Damn. I'm just going to quickly reset the password for NearBeach. So we're just going to go localhost. What mean is I can grab a couple of the wording and find it in the whole entire thing and be like, all right, cool, this is it. Now, I'm not running it. I'm going to run it. Those will be fine for the moment. It'll be fine. We're just going to go forgotten password, support. I've got to fix up this whole process. This one takes a little while, not a problem. What I want to do is I want to actually grab that and I want to search in here for it. It is nowhere to be found whatsoever. So I'm just going to do something like that. There it is. So this is the password reset email, which is under authentication. So instead of having email in here, I'm going to be like, yeah, let's put that in authentication. So in here, we've got all of that. So we've got the email reset password. Which I'm quite happy with. So I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to paste it up here. Now this is the one-time password. Email or 2FA, two-factor email, authentication email. Naming things, it's hard. It is hard. So two-factor authentication email. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to add that into the code. We're just going to go over here. We're going to be like, all right, cool. This particular one here, this inspect, this no longer exists. Let's see, CloudFront. That's AWS, isn't it? Yeah, that's why it's no longer there. All right, not a problem. cdn.nearbeach.org and then logo.svg or nearbeach.svg. No, it doesn't matter. Grab this, reference to this. Alright. Cool. In here, what we wanted to do is search for logo. So this is the old logo path. I'm just going to paste it over. That's perfectly fine. We're also going to do that with a password reset. And that should be fine. The smart thing to do is to actually move that to a CDN. Or just remove it completely. So I'm going to do another test. I've got a password. Let's go support. I'm just going to send. It's going to take a couple. We've got a couple of mail traps in here. That's perfectly fine. It should be landing in there any second now. Any second now. Oh, there they are. And there we go. So that looks a lot better. Yeah. Now, alternatively, we could use the CDN for the site itself. Not too hard to actually do. Yeah, that would be just a static, won't it? Yeah, it'll be the static. Okay. Give me a second. I'm going to improve this. So what we could do is we could feed through the static. So we do have the static up there. So if we have a look at static over here, we've got NearBeach, we've got a bunch of stuff in there, and then we've got images, and then we've got like all the NearBeach backgrounds, and then we've got the logo in there. We could, it's been a while since I've done this, we could go static, then we do something like that, and then we go NearBeach. Oh, images, or is it just images? No, it's NearBeach, images, and then it'll be the NearBeach logo. SVG. Alright, so I'm about 50% sure that will work. Let's go back here, let's hit refresh. Let's click on that. Let's go forgotten password. We're just gonna go once again to the support. We're gonna send the email. I'm gonna hope for the best. I'm just gonna delete all of these. And we're just gonna hit refresh. Because it will take a little while to coming through. Oh, quite doesn't, does it? Could not load the image. All right, and that's because we're currently in debug mode. It doesn't use the static URL's full path. Okay, I think there is. Looks. I'll tell you what. It should be fine. It should be fine doing that one. Now the NearBeach logo. Hang on. Give me. I just want to check one thing. So cdn.nearbeach.org, NearBeach logo. No, there's nothing there. In the meantime, I'm going to say I'm happy with it being like this. It does mean that it hits the marketing website though, and that's not what I want to do. What could I do? Alright, give me a couple of seconds. So, Django static. Alright, cool. Yeah, we'd load the static, we'd do all of that, but it just... Yep. Okay. So, don't know why I keep doing that. In this sort of case, I'm going to leave it like this for the moment. I'm not happy with it. All right, cool. No, I'm not happy with it because I know I'm gonna have issues. All right, give me a couple of seconds. I'm actually logging into my Cloudflare right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can drag and drop a logo onto the CDN at the root level. And then from there we can easily go, all right, sweet, we can do this, this, and this now. I do need this. All right, Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Why is that taking forever? Sorry about this. I'm waiting for it to log in and... Oh, Cloudflare. Hello? Log in? What the hell? Got my phone ready and all that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to hit name or service not known. Am I not doing this right? Invalidate. Hang on. Yeah, ping destination. So ping google.com. Am I? Hang on. All right. Linux ping command. Oh, it doesn't like HTTP. All right. Mustn't like HTTP. So if I do this. Google.com. Yep, alright, cool. Ping cloudflare.com. Yep, cool. Let's go ping, what was it? I'll get rid of that. I had, alright, cool. No, that was my bad. 3 transmitted, 3 received, 0 package loss. Alright, cool. It's still loading. This should be fine to actually show on the screen, mainly because a lot of this information you guys can actually get. I've got to start clearing out the bucket soon. We've got all the old versions in here and stuff like that. You'll notice that we've got still got the 0.30s, which I said at the start of the year I will delete, and I just haven't. That's going to be part of the cleanup process. We no longer support that version, so we'll be sort of slowly deleting a lot of these. Alright, as you see, we're just going to go through and go towards the end. So we do have a NearBeach PNG in here. So if I actually copy that, and I paste it in, I mean, we got this. However, that being said, as a PNG is rather large as well. We could, we go back here, drag and drop to start uploading. I should be able to, oh, there's the upload. Be part of the, yeah, NearBeach logo. There we go. That is a lot better. Alright, if I just copy that, we'll go and search stuff in here. We're going to click on that, and what we're going to do is we're going to copy that. I am going to fly over here. We are going to paste it in, and Bob's your uncle. Now, the reason why we're using the CDN version rather than the marketing site version is it can handle more traffic than our marketing site. Yes, that is why. Now, I'm going to get rid of that, and I am going to get rid of that. And that. And all right, cool. So, I'm gonna jump back down here. And Ivanhoe, how are you? Sorry, I had you on the other screen. I am doing good. Getting frustrated at Cloudflare because I went to log in and then the login just didn't work. And then, yeah, I had to clear. Yeah, it was annoying. Alright, so, I'm gonna write something. Okay, easy done. Alright, I'm just putting something to remind me after stream. So, going with this, I'm going to double check that. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to go forgotten password. We're just going to go support, easy done. Send emails. We'll go back to Mailtrap. We're just going to wait. That should be it. So I'm just going to inspect it. Yeah, that's our CDN stuff. So that's perfect. Yeah. So, we're happy with the reset password. With the two-factor now, we've got NearBeach, two-factor password, like that. So it'll be kind of like NearBeach, two-factor password. We've got that there, and then we'll go hello. Please see your 2FA. Doing fine. 3 weeks of vacation are coming up. Nice. Starting next week. Nice. That sounds awesome. I have nothing booked. And as for my shoulder, going actually really good. So everyone, including myself, is quite happy with it. The pain's pretty much mostly gone. Some range and movement issues are still around. I won't say issues. Some movement hurdles are still there. So, but that's just given time. I'm doing my exercises. I get a lot better after I exercise and stuff like that. So it's just time now. And hopefully in a couple of months it will be long past. So yeah, been out of the sling for this is the second full week now. So yeah, it's been 8.5 weeks since surgery. Yeah, I did do the surgery. So I've got a lovely scar up here and I've got a lovely scar underneath my knee where they took some of my hamstring. So yeah, and I've got a hook plate in there too. So let me jump into here. I'll show you what's in there. Please excuse the skater in there. That's just a little bit of a joke. But yeah, that's what I got in my shoulder. That's actually my shoulder. So that was taken last Friday. So yeah, and then we just put that in there as a joke. I don't know. Others said this hook plate looks like a lizard, and I can see it. I can definitely see it. So yeah. So that's what's in my shoulder. Yeah, I don't know how long that will be in my shoulder for. I think a year or maybe a bit more or less. I'm not 100% sure. I'm probably going to lean on it being in there for a little bit longer, just because I don't want to go through this process again. So yeah. Please see your 2FA. Now, what are we calling this so far? We had one-time password. Two-factor password. Please see your two-factor password below. Do not give this to anyone else. Alright, we get rid of all of this. If you did not make this request, please contact your system administrator right away. There we go. All right. And that should be it. So TD, TR, that should actually not be there anymore. Yeah, like that. All right, cool. Understandable. My shoulder joint was completely crushed, and they put it in a new joint, which didn't quite work out so well. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't. So hopefully, I'm hoping your mum's a lot better, because that sounds horrible. All right. So we only need to put in a P down here, and I think it is. We just need token. We might actually, yeah, we'll make that bold. We'll be overzealous. All right, cool. I don't know how well this will work. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into here. We're going to minimize everything. We're going to open up this. We're going to open up NearBeach. We're going to open up the template. Sorry, I had a brain fart then. All right, so we've got the template path in here, and I think, sorry, sucks, I need to, thank you. So it'll be NearBeach /authentication / it won't be part, it'll be two-factor authentication email.html. I think, fingers crossed. I'm going to reset everything. And what we're going to do is we're going to jump on, not onto that. We are going not onto that either. We're going to actually close that. We're going to close that. We're going to close that. We're going to keep that one open. We're going to go all the way down here. We're going to go cancel. Easy done. We're going to go user profile. We're going to manage two-factor. We're going to go, oh, backup tokens. Oh yeah. All right. Disable two-factor. Yeah, there's a bit of an issue if you partially set things up. Of zero, all right. Yeah, I've got to get that fixed. All right, new issue. Partially set up to FA. Fails to disable. Alright, so method 1, log into NearBeach. 2, navigate to your profile. It's not back to the old mobility and never will be. Shoulder injuries suck, yeah. I can attest to that. Try to avoid getting your shoulder crushed, yes. Yeah, I'm sorry your mum went through that. That does sound very horrible. Navigate to the profile, set up the 2FA, however, don't apply the last token step. Expected results, a user can easily delete what has occurred. Actual results, 2FA settings, get stuck. User can't remove without issues, as it has not been set up correctly. All right, cool. Let's just go to that. Let's just go to that, and let's just go like that. Now this, I'm going to put this as a sort of major thing to sort of fix. As system admin will fix this easily. This is part of 2FA. Two-factor? Oh. Security? Yep, there at security. It'll be part of that. I'm just going to create this. I'm just going to untick it for the moment. Admin user will just go into the admin sort of section. What they would want to do is with the auth tokens, no auth tokens against this user. No. There we go. Alright, so what this person would want to do is get this deleted so that the admin will come in here and be like, alright, cool, I'm just going to delete this connection and you should be fine now. So if that happens, there is a workaround, and then the manage two-factor, enable two-factor is in there. So yeah. And Ermison, hello, how are you going? Hopefully you're going well. We are trying to, I'll do that so everyone can see. We're trying to set up the 2FA email templates. So this should send an email. We should go into here. We've got NearBeach 2FA. Perfect. Hello, please see your two. All right, cool. Please do not give this to anyone if you don't. All right, cool. We're going to copy this. We are going to jump into here. We are going to paste it in, and we're going to go next. And congratulations, all's been set up. Back to account security. So here we are, and then we can now show the code. So we can generate the codes. Don't worry about me generating this and you guys actually seeing it. This is my local. This will. We all know I delete the local database and reconstruct it daily, several times a day. We could also regenerate, as you see fit. So going back into here, let's actually log out. Let's actually test it. So we'll go dark admin. There's a photo of me. I should have gone back and I didn't do it in time. All right, so we've got a token. This will email us. So we go into here, NearBeach 2FA. All right, cool. Yeah, I like that simple basic email template. We'll go in here. We're just going to paste that in, and presto, you're good. How am I today on this Monday? I'm actually quite good. So yeah, got quite a bit of work done today, which is nice, and now moving on to another project, which is great. Got to follow up with a couple other things, so yeah, can't complain. Let's just say that. All right, I'm quite happy with that template. We've fixed 2 bugs at once, so yeah, a lot of things done. Me too. Fair enough. Yep, it's a good feeling when you get a lot done. You're like, all right, cool. I've done a lot. I can start sort of, I won't say winding down, I can start, you know, not worrying as much, not being like, all right, cool, I've got to get all of this done and stuff like that. You're like, all right, cool, now I've got fewer things to do, sweet. All right. Now, getting on with this, so we're happy with that. Now, the one problem is I've got to actually put this into the Docker templates. So it'll be quite literally these 3 lines will go into the Docker stuff. So we'll open up the NearBeach Docker. We'll go new window. Oh, that goes all the way up there. All right, we'll just bring this down here. This is just going to be easy. So we're going to go git pull. Git branch. Yep, cool, we're on the main branch, that's awesome. So in here we've got the settings like this, and we just want to go all the way to the bottom, and I'm just going to paste them in like that. I'm just going to also search for one-time password throughout the whole document. So yeah, we just need it there. That's perfectly fine. What we need to do, git status. git add, git commit. This will be applying one-time password email template changes. And then that will be a simple git push. I'm just wondering if I need to turn on my VM because we did just implement a change. Ooh. Part of me says not quite. Yeah, I think in the next, So I'm just wondering if I should test that using the VM. I'm going to say yes. We'll have to actually test this. So, but it requires me running into the other room and turning my NAS back on. I turned it off last night. All right. Going in here, we'll fix this. I'm actually happy with this. We'll go back over here. We can close the Docker one because we're happy with that one. I'm just going to go over here. We'll clear this out. We're going to go git status. We're going to go git add. So the top one is the template we've added. We've added the settings. We've added those particular things that we've modified. Yeah, we've modified that. We've modified that. Yep. So git add everything. Git, let's go status again. All right, git commit, bug fix. And we're just going to push that in. All right. I've made a mistake. I needed to actually do that in 2 different commits. All right, not a problem. Ready for retesting that one. Let's go back into this one. So permission set. That's fine at the moment. I know that there is a current issue where we've got another sort of email template. Organizations, email, missing image. All right, cool. This one will definitely be fixed in this particular version. So the 95. And Theodore, I'm going good. How are you going? Hopefully you're going well. So welcome back. This is actually ready for retesting. I'm going to make a note in here. This was fixed in the commit, and then we're actually going to specify the commit that we literally just fixed it in. And then I'm going to quickly run and turn on my VM. Oh. All right. Can I actually edit? No, I can't edit the, Damn. Alright, no problem. It's so good if I could just go in here and just be like, no, it's alright, made a mistake. Can I edit this? Thank you. Alright, I'm just going to close that. We're going to go back in here. We're just going to paste that commit in there. I think that's good enough. So, yeah. Alright. Now, I am going to close that, going to close that, going to close that, going to close that. I'm going to leave that one open for a bit more. Going to close that, going to close that. I am got to open up. Yeah, I don't have it on. All right, cool. Give me 30 seconds. I'll be right back. I just got to turn on the machine. Alright, so you might be wondering what I'm doing. I have a NAS where I've set up a couple of VMs on there for testing purposes. The reason being why I've set it up on the NAS is just to stop me from accidentally deleting them. Also, it gives me the ability to access them from different machines. So in case I'm in bed and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to test this, I can. Yeah, those are the two reasons why. Now we just got to wait for it to boot up. I love it when I boot it up, it's like it makes all the noises and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's alive. Alright, now I don't know if I know the password. That might be the problem. Alright. Which reminds me, I gotta change that password anyway. Alright, hasn't quite booted up. But yeah, what we're doing is we're going to jump onto it. We're going to pull the latest Docker build, we're going to build it locally, and we're going to test locally on that VM. That will give me the definitive answer of whether or not the Docker, there won't be an issue with Docker. So yeah. Alright, this one is taking a little while. Okay, whilst we're doing that, we're going to have a look at a few more issues. So the permission set read-only with requirement notes, can't add note. Same with the Kanban board, so we need to pass that information through for that. We also have my current issues. If we actually organize by that and we scroll all the way down, edit only uses can't remove groups from all. That's also a good one which we could potentially fix. So there's quite a number of these which we could fix up tonight. So yeah. Aha! Alright, Tao's logged in, I'm logged in. I'm going to turn on my virtual machines, but first I've got to get another hard drive for the backup. Okay, start my pull devices. Don't sit on my keyboard. No socks. Okay, sorry, I'm got all my settings up there and stuff like that. Alright, so, it started. Sweet VMs. Come on, show me my VMs. So you've been through desktop development, build test. Alright, I'm going to start you. I'm also going to jump into the VM in a second. And yeah, and then we can knock out a few more of these bugs. The more we knock out, the better, of course. Yeah. We are headed towards wrapping up NearBeach. Sorry, wrapping up the 031 branch, which is nice. I don't think it'll be done this month, but I'm aiming as fast as possible to be this month, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I know it'll be a big struggle to get it done this month. All right, this is my VM. So, yep. We've got incoming ads, that's perfectly fine. So in the VM, let's open up one of these. Let's go cd into the sites. Actually, I wanted to do that. And then let's do the list. So you'll see in here that we've got a folder called NearBeach. That's the source code of NearBeach. We've got a folder called NearBeach Compose. So that's the compose file for our testing purposes. And then we've got NearBeach Docker, which is essentially the Docker source code. So we can make modifications with the NearBeach Docker. I can pull in pull requests and all that kind of stuff. Set this up at a certain level and test. So for example, someone might be doing a pull request for both the Docker and the NearBeach source code, being like, yeah, we need both of these in at the same time, and this does this and so forth like that. I'm like, all right, cool. So I can, put the source codes on both of those, compile locally and be like, all right, cool, and then test like that, which is what we're going to do right now. So first off, let's go into NearBeach. Let's go git branch, find out what branch we're on. We're actually on the main branch at the moment, so we're going to git pull. Now, we're on a development branch, so we're going to actually jump off to the development branch. So git checkout develop. We're going to git pull. So we're now on the development branch, easy done. And yeah, Ubuntu, yeah, just plain old simple Ubuntu. Yeah, I'm just used to Ubuntu. Now we're going to CD up. We are going to CD into the NearBeach Docker. And what I want to do is git branch. All right, we're on the main, git pull. Right, so that's our last change, which was, which we just did before. Now, this is where I need some commands, so I'm just going to look them up very, very quickly. So, I don't know why I open up Firefox on here, start a new session, we're going to go GitHub, we're going to go NearBeach, we're going to go NearBeach Docker. The reason being is I actually store the command at the very, very bottom. So we're going to do a Docker build with the no cache. The file is going to be the Docker file, and we're all happy with the rest of that. So I'm going to copy. Now, the base image will be perfectly fine. Yeah, it'll just be this. So I'm just going to clear out all of that. We are going to paste that in. So we're building a local version of this, and we need to actually run sudo with for that. And then we should do something like that. And we've hit an ad break. So yeah, here we are. Hopefully everyone's going well. Yeah, we've got Socks here too, so she's just right there. She's like, sup, worship me. Hello. Yeah. Alright. Got the cube. I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna move that around, I'm gonna do that like that. We're going to do something like that. I'm going to do something like that. We are going to... Alright, easy done. That's all like that. Sorry, I'm doing the cube. We're about 20 seconds left of the ads. So, yep. Okay, so... Oh, there he goes. All close. Anyway, welcome back everyone. Let's jump back into the workstation. We're going over here. As you see, it's doing the latest installments. Now, giving treats to Socks. Okay, where did I put the treat bag? There in the kitchen. I will be right back. I do have to probably do that to the camera to get it out of there. There we go. They can. Oh. There we go. Stay camera. I will be right back with the treats. In the meantime, we can watch this all build. I won't be long. All right, in your bed. Go in your bed. In your bed. No. In your bed means in your bed and stay in your bed. All right, there we go. Oop. Got to do this full screen. There we go. For those on YouTube wondering what's happening with the cat, on Twitch you can redeem rewards, and one of the rewards is to feed Socks some treats. So yeah. Yep. But also, I have finally taught Socks after many years what in your bed means. So I'm happy about that. So yeah. All right. Good girl. All right, let's get back into it. So everything got built. What's the purpose? To make a Docker has specific motivation. So the reason why we sort of want people to use Docker is it's extremely easy to set up NearBeach in. And that's the main reason why. A couple of years ago, I watched a couple of other streamers try and set up NearBeach, and it was a struggle for them. And I don't want a repeat of that. So yeah, we'll also eventually do Nomad. But also there is the other Docker one, Podman. Podman will work perfectly fine with NearBeach too. So yeah. So with this, we've just done that. We want to go CD up. We want to go into our NearBeach, and we want to go into our compose file now. And then in here, I'm just going to. There you go. Oh, ah. You know what? That can stay there. I just want to vim the Docker compose file. All right. I'm just going to hit escape for all of that. All right, cool. So in here, this is just the basic sort of setup with a bunch of stuff. So we're just installing NearBeach local, which we just built just then. We are also passing through our local NearBeach environment into it also. So that way, this gives us a really good sort of test. If we just quit, we didn't save anything, so I'm just going to go quit like that. We want to go sudo docker compose up. I forgot to detach it from here, but that's not too much of a problem. We just go through all of this. We make sure that the connection is alive. It does this for about 5 seconds, and then it begins setting up the database. We just got to apply those new migration files. That's perfectly fine. Everything's working so far. We do actually have the development it running, so I'm just going to copy that link. We go into here and we paste and go. And this is where we realize that it should be localhost. And there we go. This is where we would go, let's say, oh, did I not set up the, all right, not a problem. We just wanted to make sure that this will get to this particular state, and it is. So we're actually happy that this actually works. I don't think we go any further than the login and so forth like that. So I can now stop that. I can close that. I'm happy to sign off on both of those. Now, yeah, I think that was it for that one. Let's do more bugs. So going in here, we got a permission set, read only with requirement notes, can't add note. So let's jump into our local host again. Over here, I'm going to put this camera, or try and put this camera back up onto the mount, as I accidentally flash Sox's butt to everyone. There we go. Stay. All right. How does that look? Actually, I'm getting not too bad. Not too bad. All right, cool. Easy done. So what we want to do is, I'm just going to go into users. We've got read only with extra. So that's our login. They've got read only with extra. We've got a bunch of permission sets. So we've got read only with extra, and if we scroll down, we've got a bunch of misc permissions. Sorry, extra permissions where they've got permission for it. So yeah, I think I found an idea that college Apple program I mentioned the other day. Oh, what's the idea, if you don't mind saying what it is? And I won't be offended if you're like, no. So yeah. All right, localhost. What we want to do, read only with extras. We're logging in. I'm just going to bump that off to the left so you guys can see what's actually happening, and we're going to have a look at the bugs. So in the prerequisite, we've got a read-only user who can add requirement notes. So in here, if we have a look, we've got grants notes on organizations, grants notes on requirements, and requirement items. So they do actually have it. I don't know why that actually happened. Go over there. Going into here. What are you playing with, Socks? She's like a piece of paper. All right, cool. That's fine. So if we go into requirement, we scroll down and we go into the notes section, you'll notice that we can't add in a note. Think of something you could put on a totem pole where homeless people can make offers of food, supplies, and schedule a pickup with the city. What do you think? Could put on a totem. Okay, yep. For a second there, I was thinking a different totem pole, and I was like, huh? No, don't worry. No, I get it. Like a bulletin board type situation where homeless people can make offers, food supplies, and schedule a pickup with the city. What do you think? I think that's a nice idea. You will need to, if you, let's say you do build it and stuff like that, you will need to work with your city council. See if they would find it. See if they would actually fund it. So yeah. But yeah, no, I think that's a nice idea. Oh, sucks. So yeah. Yeah, build it. Definitely build it. I don't know if build it's one word or two words. I think it's one word hyphenated. So yeah, build it. One word hyphenated. Yeah, definitely build it. All right, getting back to this, I need to run npm run watch. So npm run watch. We'll do that right now because we'll be dealing with all the front end stuff. I'm just now trying to think what tech stack you could use. You can use a lot of different other tech stacks and stuff like that. Yeah, no, that will be interesting to do. Even if it's not accepted by the City Hall, but it's a project anyway. Yes, it is a project anyway. It's something you can talk about. So if you're in like a job interview or something like that, and they're like, oh, have you ever come across this problem? You'll be like, oh yeah, I did. I was building this project that did this. This was the problem. This is how we solved it, and so forth like that. So yes, it is definitely a project. So which will definitely help. All right, going into this notes. All right, let's hit refresh. View. All right, cool. So what we want is we want to have a look at the Vuex. I'm moving this to the left. Vuex. I'm now curious. What's your framework that you would want to use? I'm just out of curiosity. All right. So we've got user level. That's a 1, so it's a read-only user. We've also got extra permissions in here, which is, ooh, a 0 array. All right, that's not good. And Memo, how are you going? Welcome, welcome. How was your stream?
What have you been working on lately? Yeah. And welcome everyone from Memo's stream. I am Robotic Head. I'm working on an open source project management system called NearBeach. You can collect basic organization and customer details. You can create your own Kanban board, gather user requirements, break them down into requirement items. You can then from there do projects and tasks. And when you're ready to deploy, you've got requests for changes. I have no idea what framework to use. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. You can always do Wheel of Fortune. You can always do something like this. I've done this as a joke prior. So if you don't know what you want to use, you're like, oh, I don't know if I wanted to use this or this or this. You can always put it on one of these and just click to spin and be like, all right, today we're using Next. So yeah. All right. So if I bring that to, yeah, it is. So I like to use a different framework and language if I build another project and stuff like that. The caveat to that is if it's an extension on NearBeach, it'll probably be Django and Vue because I'm trying to keep it in the same sort of ecosystem and not overly modularize it. That just goes back to making it easy for anyone to deploy. But yeah, there's other times where I've just used other frameworks. NearBeach's marketing site is .NET with Umbraco. My personal site is WordPress with React. And I've used Angular in the past. I haven't used Svelte yet, but I do want to kind of use Svelte and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm happy with using other frameworks and stuff like that. But yeah, I understand sometimes you're like, there's so many good frameworks, there's so many interesting frameworks and languages that I want to use. So yeah, using the spinning wheel, it does help. Alright, so we know what the problem is. The user extra permissions is not being filled out, and that needs to be filled out. So this will actually pass on down to the relevant areas being like, hey, listen, this user does actually have extra permissions. We'll need to fill them out for them. So going with this, is there anywhere else that I have this already set up? So I'm just going to check other places. Like, did we do it with the task? Ooh. That VueJS didn't reload, did it? No, it froze up. There we go. All right, so the user extra permissions, yes, it did fill up with this, and you can see that there's 2 bits of information that have come through. And you can instantly see this is the user extra permissions, the QA team object permission value 1. All right, and the next one is one's for document, one's for task notes. So yeah, we've got to do the same thing, but for the requirements. So I'm just making sure it's, yeah, the requirements. If we go into requirement information number 2, I just want to jump down into requirement items. I want to see if it is screwing up with this one too. But you're right, the wheel can help me even because the project is at the tip of the pen. Yeah. But yeah, But yeah, definitely build it. Definitely build it. So I'm just shocked at my user extra permissions haven't flowed down here either. So I've mucked up massively and I haven't implemented this correctly at all. We're gonna file mask stuff. So that's part of the view. but yeah, we should be passing something down. So, user extra permissions should be doing something like this. So I'm just gonna click on this. It should be get user group permissions, and we're actually sending through what we require on that page. It should be that simple. All right. Let's yank that line. Let's go over here. Let's minimize everything. Let's open up NearBeach. Let's open up NearBeach. Let's open up our views. Let's go down to requirement view. We need requirement information. Let's scroll down. Let's see if we actually are doing it here. It doesn't look like we are doing user extra permissions. So I'm just going to paste that in. We might need to actually reference this. However, it looks fine. Now the next thing I need to do is actually look at the templates to make sure I'm passing that information down even further. So in here, we want to go into the requirements. We want to go into requirement information. We want to scroll down here. We don't have the user extra level stuff in there. So I'm just going to open up the task. I'm going to hit the task information, and there's the one we want to yank. So I'm just going to yank that. I'm just going to paste it in there like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over here. We're going to hit refresh. I'm bumping that off to the right. So in here now, we still don't have it. Let me check the view. Yeah, we still don't have it. Ooh, that hurt then. Because we are passing it into the parents module. Like that. And that's an internal function. It's been used in a bunch of places. All right, so we won't need task note as requirement note 1. And the document is needed to, we'll need to go back to the that's probably why it didn't work. I was in requirement items. All right. So if we now go to notes, we should see a little note down here, and we should be able to go hello world from read only with extra. And we submit that note, and that note's there. Sweet. So if we click on that now, we can edit the note. Done, and we can delete the note. Done. It's that simple. So yeah, to get this everywhere else is going to be very, very quick and easy to do. I'm going to have a look at the other one. Okay, so there's the Kanban board one. If we go into my current issues, let's version this like this, so we get all the versions down here. Edit only users, can't remove groups. All right, so that's edit only. We'll come back to that. Read only users can edit / play around with. Ooh, we've got a, I think I fixed that one. Or I might not have fixed it. GPR wizard, new link. All right, it's cool. All right, so we only have this done in 2 tickets. And hey, Zeke, how are you going? Hopefully you're going well. Or Zeke. Or Zek. However, I'm terrible at pronouncing names. So yeah, welcome. I do apologize about the name pronunciation. All right, so we need to double click on that. Now with the permissions, this is a normal user. We're going back here in here. Sorry about yeah, it is a separate item. So we'll need to yank this. We'll need to go into requirement items. We'll need to add it in there too. Down here, requirement items. Good working on a face tracker for games. Like it'll check your face to move the camera. Oh, so far it works in BeamNG Drive. Is BeamNG Drive that game where they best soft bodies? Yeah, I do remember this. Sorry. So I'm assuming as you like cars driving, you turn like that or something like that, and the car will sort of turn. All right, getting back into this. Where was I? I was doing something and I forgot. Requirement item, not information save. It is requirement item information. We need it after here. Perfect. We're just going to save it like that. We are going to yank that one line. We are going to paste it afterwards. You need to turn yourself, but you fully control the camera without your mouse. All right. That sounds kind of cool. Do you stream this? Oh, okay. Oh, damn. Well, I've given you a follow just in case you start streaming it. So, yeah. I like this design to show the 3D of the car. Alright. So that should now just work in here. I do not program when I stream, I just game. Fair enough. Alright, get user group permission is not defined. Alright, that's my bad. That needs to go into here. I'm just clicking on this. It's part of the tools, internal functions, and stuff like that. That's pretty easy. We just hit refresh until NearBeach comes back. There we go. And with this, am I not passing it down correctly? So parents module. There's the user extra permissions. User extra permissions in the requirement item information. Requirement item note. Alright, easy done. So, waiting a couple of seconds because I've had to make a change on the Django side of things, so it takes a little while. This should now, there it go, and now we can add in a note. Okay, cool. Submit note, we can edit note, update note, delete note. All right, cool, done. Incoming ad break in 1.5 minutes. All right, not a problem. What is the time? It is 9:10. So we've just done that on the requirement items. So I'm going to copy this. We're going to go over here, we're going to remove this, we're going to go remove static, we're going to go git status. So we've only edited those items, yep, git add git commit bug fix, and we're going to do a git push. Easy done. So, and we're just going to go npm run watch again because we're going to fix the next bug. So this one is now ready for retesting. I'm happy. We're going to jump over to this one with the Kanban board notes. So we're going to pass the same sort of information down into here. If we have a look, I do apologize for this. So this grants notes on Kanban board. So if we go over here, we're going to close this, I'm just going to put on requirement information, that can go over there. The requirement items information, that can also go over there. They will be references. Then in here, we've got the Kanban board view, or the Kanban view, I should say. We're going to close that, 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 we are going to close that. This is probably something... Damn, your phone's at one. Oh god. Use your phone as a camera. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I've recently got a new second-hand phone, and the battery's a lot better than the last phone. I remember. Yeah, it wouldn't last. The old phone never lasted a day, even if I didn't use it. So, all right, I'm going templates. I'm going to go NearBeach. We're going to open up the Kanban. We've got the Kanban information. But yeah, it's a big scare. You're like, oh, 1%. We're just running ads on Twitch to stop the pre-rolled ads. So yeah. Yeah, I remember I had a phone where it would be like, stay at 2% for half an hour, and that was awesome. Yeah. But this phone, yeah, it would hit 10% and then just disappear. It'll just go, oh, no, I'm off, bye. And you're like, no, I charged you like 3 hours ago. So yeah, I really need to change shoulder face. Shoulder face is... Yeah, I'm gonna update shoulder face. All right. For those wondering, shoulder face is what my shoulder used to look like before the operation. So there was a massive sort of gap, no, not that big, but you know, I'm exaggerating. A massive gap between my AC joint. Alright, let's grab this, let's save image as, let's put this in the pictures, let's go Twitch and let's go skateboarding shoulder, easy done, alright. Oh, and welcome back everyone, alright. Give me 2 seconds. I'll do shoulder face a little bit later. So yeah, kind of need this to test. At least my charger is good at good. It'll be 100%. Oh, nice. Yeah. So it's handy having a great charger. Now this is the Kanban information. I don't know, or I probably will need to pass it in here. So I'm just going to go like this, and I'm going to pass it in like that. Now with the information, I'm going to grab it like this. We're going to go to the Kanban views. We're going to go Kanban information like that. And we're going to go down here, and we're going to go to the context itself. We are just going to paste that one line. We're just going to cheat our way through this. And we're like, all right, cool, that will work. So, yeah. I do believe we've got that call. Easy done. So, this will now be the Kanban notes. Oh, I don't know what it's called. Sorry, I've got to go back into this Kanban, notes on Kanban board. Alright, let's, have a look. Update property value. I'm going to assume it's Kanban note. Might be Kanban board note. Or Kanban card note. We'll find out. So, that capital C does not like it. It's a lowercase c for the context. We're going to go back over here. We're going to go find object. It's not going to work for a little while. There we go. We're going to go down into this one. Boom. All right. Cannot resolve Kanban board note. That's perfectly fine. What we're going to do is, it is Kanban note. All right, so we're just gonna copy that. We're just gonna go over here. We're gonna be like, all right, cool, we made a mistake. We should have looked this up. But in technicality, making this error out like this is technically looking it up. So, you know, I'm gonna say yes. Now, we've hit a problem. So the curtain hasn't left us, and that usually means that we've got a console log issue. So, hydrate problems. All right. Template compiled errors. Ooh, what did you do? We've got to pass through stuff. All right, get context. Hang on. I think I can do it this way because we're not too worried about this. We don't have the request. All right. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Oh, sorry, big yawn. And I don't want to pass it through and all that kind of fun stuff. So what we want to do is we're going to back here. We're going to make sure that what we did caused the problem. Yep, I hate it when I capitalize a letter and but not realize. Yeah, especially ones that are like C, because it's tiny C and a big C, and you're like, what? All right, or depending on the font, a capital I and a lowercase l. Whoever thought of that was, hate them. So we've got 3 usages. We've got the Kanban edit board, which we don't need to put this in. My wall socket, I plug phone in this time to 1% per minute. Oh, wow. That's pretty good. It's very, very good. All right, so Kanban information. We're going to scroll down here. This is what we do. So I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna paste it in. I'm gonna give it something like this. And then I'm just gonna go C, user extra permissions. And I'm going to paste it in like that, and I'm hoping for the best. Now we wait. The curtain's gone up, which is great news. We just got to check the view. Yep, we got to. Goddamn view. So user extra permissions, we don't have anything in there yet, but not a problem. It could be that we haven't sent that data through. So we've hit the Kanban information. If we scroll down to the procs, we see that we've got user level, but we haven't done anything else. And we need to actually do that now. So if we go user extra permissions, and we go into here or something like that. Wrong one. I wanted the parents module. Yep. So in here, we've got user extra permissions. This is what we need to actually nab. We also need to go down and sort of implement the... So when it gets mounted, we send the permissions upstream. So if you read only is true, we'll drop, yep. So we're essentially doing this here. Now, I'm just going to shove that over there. We're going to open up, so I'm going to minimize everything. We're going to open up NearBeach, source, JavaScript, components. We're going to go down and find a Kanban and Kanban information. And I'm going to put that over here so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right. So what I'm doing is we've got our template. Well, we're perfectly fine with the template. We're going down into the procs. We're scrolling all the way down towards the bottom. We're actually going to paste in what we've got. So having a look at this, we're going to go user extra permissions. Easy done. This will be of type array. The default is going to return an empty array. Easy done. And that's pretty much the base of it. We're going to scroll all the way down into the mounted section. So the mounted section, we've got Kanban. We send a lot of data up into the view to the state management. Now, when we actually go to 0.32, we're going to get the state management to actually contact the API directly and fill all of that out. So yeah, we'll figure that one out. But yeah, at the moment, the templates and stuff to the front end, yeah, it's a bit messy. Yeah, this needs to be fixed. So yeah. All right. I'm just gonna scroll down to the read only. So this is read only. Set everything as read only. All right, cool. Do we actually have read only in here? No, we don't. That is fine. Now the next thing we've got to do is we're not passing that down, we're passing up the user level, sweet, and then it's this one here. Alright, so we've got the update user extra permissions. That's been set upstream. Once again, when we move everything to the API, we're going to reshuffle a lot of this around. So when the user, let's say, logs in or refreshes the page and stuff like that, there'll be initial calls to get some of this data. So yeah, we'll figure that one out at a later date. So going over here, what we want to do is we want to now hit refresh over here. This will hopefully refresh. If I click on this, we got the user extra permissions. We've got the this in here now. So that is that an object or a string? That looks like it's a string. Wait. Maybe an object? But why is it like that in there? Array 1. Alright. Cool. Sorry, I've mucked up somewhere. That's meant to be an array of objects. So going back into here, it is this particular line that I've mucked up on. So what I want to do I think this is going to be one of those cases where I've got to go user extra permissions equals, and I do that, and then I go JSON.loads user extra permissions. I think it's one of those sort of cases where it's weird, where I've got to do multiple different steps to get what I wanted, All right, easy done. We just refresh until this page loads again. Done. Vue, on the other hand, doesn't. There we go. So if I go back to user extra permissions, we've got the array. That is still not how I want it. Okay, I've clearly done something wrong. All right. Tag results. So we are jumping with the that and that and that. All right, cool. And that comes through fine. Oh, I don't know actually. Shoot. Okay, tag results. Where do tag results come from? Tag results, we are doing something like that. All right, cool. Going down here. Let's actually go to this. Oh, we're already, oh. All right, cool. Let's go back down here. We don't need that one line, because we're already putting that data into a JSON format. Now it's already doing the JSON dumps. Now that is, alright, I'm just ignoring that one for the moment. I know this is going to break things. Yeah, JSON object must be a string, bytes, array, not a tuple. But it does dump stuff. I don't think that will work, but we'll try it. Yeah, it didn't work. Yeah, we've got the console problem popping up, being like, you're running EMS builder, got a, yep, all that kind of fun stuff. I'm gonna have to see how I'm handling this everywhere else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this implementation like this. I'm going to click on these 20 usages. I am going to click on the Kanban views. With this, we just send the context through. Yeah. Yeah, we got it right there. And we got it right there. And I don't need to do anything else. All right, let's go back into here. Let's do a little undo. But we're dumping it twice there. Okay, let's just hit reload. Yeah, can't access property to lowercase row object is not defined. Yeah, I know. All right, if we go into here, we close, we open this, we go into the view, we go into the Kanban information where we pass things through. If we actually go down to the user permissions array, we've got this. It looks like a group, but like it just doesn't look like an object. Sorry, it looks like a string. Thanks for the help and good. Anyway, thank you very much, Emerson, for being here. So yeah, I hope to see you next time. And yeah, have a good sleep. Okay, so it's been stringified way too much in here. We're gonna get rid of that. I don't even. Maybe? I don't think so. Let's have a refresh. Yeah, we've got more errors. Can't access property raw runtime. Yeah, it's just. And then we go into here, we click on the Kanban information, we scroll down to that one, we open it up and we're like, yeah, that's not it. No. It's not meant to be a string. So, in here, we've got the JSON dumps, we've got it listed as the results and stuff like that. I mean, that in theory should set everything up for us. We should have all of that done. It's just because of the context. I mean, worst case scenario. Oh, sorry. I could pass through the request into this context to maybe. Alright, and then yeah, it's just a JSON dumps for the list results. Oh, this is annoying. It should be in a particular format by the time it reaches that. All right, cool. I am going to find that context. So this isn't working. Let's do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to view the page source. So we're going to refresh. We know this is not going to work. We're going to view page source and we're just going to scroll down to that one little section. So user permissions, yeah, it's just decided to add in a bunch of stuff out the front. Hang on. Where's the template? I'm not doing anything stupid with the template. No. Because yeah, everything should be like this. I don't know what that
character is though, and why we've got a bracket there. Let's have a look what that is. It's a backtick. Okay. Where's my code? Okay. Let's try JSON loads. Now it doesn't like it. And then the CLS, link with Django encoder. All right, cool. Let's refresh. The JSON object must be a string, byte, or byte array, not a tuple. Why is it a tuple? How? Am I doing something really stupid? So we've got the user extra permission there that we're getting. We've got a comma at the end. Where's the thing? All right, cool. There we go. All right. Can't believe that happened. Let's have a look. Let's see if it's user permissions. We open it up. It is two arrays in here. As you see, they're of objects and stuff like that. So yeah, the issue was at the end of that call, I just had a comma, and that was causing it to think it was something else, and why it just wasn't working. All right, I'm glad I solved that problem. We're happy with that. Let's test to see if I can now edit stuff. So I'm going to bump that off to the right. Oh, I should look at the state management, user extra permissions. All right, we've got all of that. Let's go into notes. User can't do any notes here. All right, so we're going to have to look at the cards, specifically the notes for the card section. So if we inspect this whole thing, we should see card notes. And we go into card notes. Here we are. So if we scroll down or up or somewhere, we scroll somewhere, we should see certain permissions and stuff like that show, like if statements and stuff. So let's just bump over into here. I'm just going to open up the view stuff on the right. We do have the extra permissions coming through. We've got document and requirement item note. Probably it, really. I probably screwed up multiple times. All right, so that will be Kanban board, or Kanban notes, I should say. Not the... So if we go forward with that one, I think, hopefully I didn't... That's an internal function. All right. So if I hit refresh again, it'll eventually bring up. We hit that, we hit the notes. We don't have anything passed through just yet. All right, so now I'm having a look at the view. So I'm just double checking everything at the moment. We've got the user extra permissions. We have for the document. So the users should be able to upload a document now. All right. Cool, they can do that. And we've got the Kanban note. So under the note section, we should be able to get that information. So
we've got in here the card ID. So in this particular function, we've got the card notes. All right, cool. There we go. So in here is the card notes. So if we scroll up, we've got the editor, all that kind of fun stuff. We've got the add note, disable if certain sort of. All right, cool. With if the user level is greater than 1, this is where we're also going to look at the note list notes. Notes module. Now it's somewhere. Alright, so I'm just going to open up this. We're going to minimize everything. I'm going to find out what we've done elsewhere and actually implement it here. So we've got the source, JavaScript, components. This will be part of the modules, and then under that it will be the submodules, and then we've got the notes module. So inside the notes module, you'll see that we've got the list notes separated out. We've got the user level is that or has note permission. And we've just hit an ad break. All right, cool. That will probably be the last ad break of this evening. So, yeah. Yeah, just because it's 20 to 10. I kind of want to finish at 10 o'clock tonight and, yeah, just relax. So, yeah. All right. We've got about a minute left. Okay. All right. So I'm just solving the cube. It's late at night, I'm just getting a bit tired. I've got to also set up the new stream music and stuff like that, so I'll probably do that hopefully tonight. I'll just sit down and just do it. Yeah, no offense to this music, I've just listened to it too much. So that's it. Alright. About 10 seconds left. Okay. And welcome back, everyone. All right, cool. So we've got the code. We've got the has note permission. We're going to scroll all the way down. And we're going to actually, so we've got the mounted get note history results. That's fine. Has note permission is return get user extra permission this destination node. All right, so we're just going to copy those. This will be part of the computed section. So that's part of the component. So down here, we're going to paste that in, has note permission, and this is going to be hard coded. We won't need. Right, sorry. There you go. So we'll have the has note section like that, and then up here we'll do the and then we go has note permission like so. So that will cover pretty much all of this, and then down here user level is greater than 1 or has note permission. Or has no permission. So that's all done. If user level is greater than 1, has no permission. Oh, oops. Hey, I pressed tab then, thank you very much. There you go. So, we're just gonna wait for this to sort of compile. It won't take too long. We refreshed a little to it. Maybe. Or we've done something wrong. This .get user extra permission is not a function. Oh, that's part of the getters. All right. Need to. I need the map getters. All right. In here, computed, map getters. I don't know why it's separated like, it's because, yeah, we're calling it as a function. All right, yeah, and those are being assigned to objects and stuff like that. All right, cool, not a problem. We're gonna hit refresh. Everything's working perfectly fine. We got a, we're just going to do that. We've got the notes and perfect. And now a read-only user can send some notes. Smiley face. And then we're going to add the note in and boom. And then boom. And then we're going to delete the note. And we're going to go, yeah. All right, sweet. So we can close all of those now. That one's definitely done. So we're going to copy that. We're going to do that. We're going to go remove static. We're going to go get status. Like that. We're going to get add. Yeah, we made those changes. Get commit. Bug fix. We're pasting that bug in, and we're going to go get push. Now, you might be wondering, well, what about normal read-only users? Let's jump in as a normal read-only user and test. So if I go back in, I'm going to log out. I'm going to go read-only. Easy done. I will jump into, where do we do this? Requirements. So if we go into requirement, we go down into the notes. You notice we can't do that. Requirement item. We can't do that. If we go into the Kanban board, we can no longer do that. So yeah, we've only affected we've only given those users who have those extra permissions the ability to do that. So yes, great news. Those two bugs are fixed. So this is ready for retesting. If we go back to here, so we've got 6 in here, which is great news, which means that gets knocked down to 20, which is even better news. So if we do all of this, we should now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 left in here. So once we get those 9 done, I will be doing a full site test. We'll also be doing more unit tests and stuff like that very, very shortly. I've got to get the GDPR fixtures all set up. It's just a lot of data to set up. I keep putting it off. All right. So, trying to think. That's almost getting there. Let's do a release. So I'm just gonna, actually we need it running. We need it running for a reason. npm audit, no, npm run prod. All right, now that that has done, npm run e2e. All right, I'm not too worried about mobile Chrome. Mobile Chrome seems to break all the time. I'm just gonna let it do its thing. All right, we've got this. All right, sure, that failed. Let's go to the failed 2. Passed. Hang on, it only did mobile Chrome. No. npm run e2e. So this one does take a little while to sort of test out and all that kind of fun stuff. We'll also jump on CI/CD, Circle CI for the CI/CD stuff. Circle CI. I'm gonna log in. Yeah, why is it skipping all of this? And hello, Mohammed. How are you going? Hopefully you're going well. The authentication for the duck user. All right, cool. So, remove database. We need to do the source, VM bin activate. We've got the Python 3 manage migrate. So for those wondering why the unit tests didn't work, essentially I forgot I put the 2-factor on for one of the users and it's failing on that. You were good? Oh, that's good to hear, Mohammed. I'm actually doing quite well today. Yeah, thank you. Got a lot done today. So yeah, we are just about to do another release. So if I go in here and I'm like, so I've just done that. It now should be Python 3 manage load data. We're loading some fixture data. We're just doing the basic sort of setup. And then we should do npm run e2e. But before we do that, I'm going to restart the server just in case. Cool, it's restarted. We should now hit this. It should now log in perfectly fine. Fingers crossed, famous last words. So it's doing that. Yeah, we had this problem always with the mobile Chrome. I don't know why. So one day I'll test it on mobile Chrome and be like, alright. Getting there. Alright. Sorry, this one takes a little while where it does multiple different browsers on multiple different tries to do multiple different browsers on multiple different platforms and stuff like that, so mobile and all that kind of fun stuff. So if we go over here, we've failed 11. However, if we look at all the passes, we actually pass everything for those tests on other browsers and situations and stuff like that. So I'm going to say that one's passed. I am also... This is most likely would have passed by then. All right, cool. So I'm going to get status. So we did do a production compile. So git add, git commit. Now this would be release 0.31.95. We're going to go git push. So I'm happy with that. And then over here, we have to go GitHub, NearBeach, compare and pull. So we've got a bunch of bug fixes that we did tonight. I'm just going to close all of these. I'm going to say this one's definitely going to run. The last one did. So yeah, we're going to go into here. We've got 6 in here that we have stated that will be fixed. We are ordering these from the smallest to the largest, and we're just going to copy and just paste these in here like this. Easy done. And then we would have most of this sort of completed, which is nice. Refactor dictionary. All right, yeah, that's all that stuff. We got all the bug fixes done today. We did them. Yep. All right, cool. I'm going to create this pull request. I'm pretty happy how this is going to turn out, so I'm going to be the naughty one and merge and do all that kind of stuff. We're not going to delete the develop branch, but one thing I did forget to do is I forgot to copy all of this. We're going to go into NearBeach now, and we're going to do a release. So create a new release. I'm going to paste that into there. We've got 0.31.95, and then it'll be 0.31.95. Generate that, set as pre-release, do all that kind of stuff, and publish release. So in about 35 minutes, the new release of NearBeach will be out. So yeah, and we're about 5 off the 100th patch, which is amazing. Scary. Very scary too. So yeah. Anyway, we've got a bit of admin to do very, very quickly before I call the stream. So one of the things is with our custom fields, we're going to sort of set the flag for the version number to be done. That's just us going into the NearBeach application. This will be the, wrong one. Yeah, you can't find it. All right, custom fields, thank you. Open up this, and then we've got the versions. This one is released and archived, so it no longer appears in the list and stuff like that. So yeah, we are going back over here to, we're going to state these are all fixed. All right. Sweet. We also should edit this now. Edit save. So we should do this as the 7 fly changes. And the reason being is that just helps me filter. Do you need a raid suggestion? Yeah, sure, Ivanhoe. Yes, thank you. Greatly appreciated. Now, the fixed last month, we actually fixed 13 bugs last month, which was nice to actually have. So, yeah, I think a couple of people will be happy with that. Current issues. Yeah, we're down to that 8. I think the vast majority of those we could quickly go through and fix. Check out, maybe he's developing a health app. Oh, all right. All right. Yeah, all right, cool. We will follow them. We'll rate them in a second. I just need to update the stuff. I really should do this off screen. Alright. I know that they've got a be right back sign up, so I'm just waiting for them to be right back. But thank you very much, Ivanhoe. So, Alright, in here we've got the count of bugs. What we're going to do is we're going to put in 20 issues in here. Awesome. And hello again, Mohammed. So yeah. Now we've just done the 95th version. This is going to be the 1st of September. And yeah, we'll be happy with that. I am going to hit save and publish. And yeah, I think that's all our admin to do. Pretty sure. I've got to go through all of these, make notes of how I want to fix them. Some of them are quite literally, I've just got to get data in there. We can do that. I can probably do that on stream. It'll be using the Python thing again. I'll dig that up and do that. We've got the partial setup 2FA fails to disable. I'm probably going to need to actually do a little bit of research with this one, in the sense that there is a workaround at the moment. But however, that being said, if something fails along the pipeline, so for example, if the email doesn't get sent to the user, it's not their fault. We'll have to figure this one out. All right. So yeah. Anyway, let's see if maybe is back. They're not quite back. But let's just raid them anyway. Alright. And hope they, hopefully they come back. No drop log. Yeah, I Nightbot cheats. Anyway, thank you very much everyone for coming tonight. It has been wonderful. We got another release out. We've knocked out 6 bugs today. That's pretty good. Yeah, moving forward, we'll do a few more bugs. We'll got to do the GDPR sort of stuff. We have technically released what we want to achieve in September, but it's really everything that we didn't achieve in August. So yeah. And that's okay, Ivanhoe. Thank you very much for being here. I'll hopefully see you next time. And thank you very much for the suggestion. So yeah, let's go raid maybe. So yeah. All right, they're back. Anyway, thank you very much everyone on YouTube for being here. Sadly, you won't be able to join our raid, but don't forget to like and subscribe. So yeah, cheers.